welcome back to the shadows, and my camera's not supposed to be facing down, so it's supposed to be facing straight. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, and we are getting into the video. So I was at one of these parties that my friend Gavin threw. He throws one every few months, and he threw this one, and it was around the end of summer, I think, or it was in the middle of summer, and everyone was there. So me, Tabby, the main protagonist that I'm going to be talking about, Gavin, Connor, Chase. I don't think David was there, but I'm going to just say he was. So everyone was there, including some of Gavin's cousins and some of Gavin's friends. So I was talking to everyone, meeting all the folks, peeps, stalls, said hi to everyone, and then skip through the bouncy house and the food areas. Me and this random kid I don't know, probably one of Gavin's friends, was there. And then we also had, what's her face? We had Tabby and Emmy, sisters by the way, and Gavin, and they were one team. So we built our own forts out of towels, blankets, and whatever we can find around his yard. And so because there was a lot of arguments at that party, particularly me and my friends. So me, Chase, I think David was there, pretty sure he was. So everyone was just in an argument. And I've never told you any neighborhood war stories, but I'm planning to. So everyone thought it was the urge of neighborhood war, which there has been some pretty close calls in the last couple months, because there's been a lot of fighting. Tabby wanted me to stop the war. Oh, by the way, her name's Tabby because it would make sense if you knew her. So Tabby, she stole my bag, which had a lot of my things in it, my tablets, my chargers for them tablets, this phone that I'm recording with right now. It just had all my stuff. I think it even had my vintage slingshot. So she took my bag, and as we were chasing I was chasing them, so it was Chase and David. I think David was there, by the way. So Chase was so Gavin and Deby, for convenience if you knew her, Gavin and Deby were being taken care of by Chase, and then just later they just full-blown stopped. And then Abby was screaming at me, stop, stop, and stop, because she stole my bag, and then we were fighting over who would get my bag back. And so she kept screaming at me, stop the war, and I kept saying, I can't. And then she just kept fighting, and I said 4 different times, this will be a lot easier if you just give me my bag back. And then, you know how in every situation, no matter what happens, it's always the dude's fault if there's a girl involved? Ever know those times, let's say you had a sister and she stole from the cookie jar, and then you're like, yeah, you should put that back, and then you threw a cookie at her, and then it would automatically be your fault because your sister has no self-confidence and she sucks probably. So now let's get back on topic. So basically parents or adults always stick up for the girl in the situation, even though at this point it was her fault. So not pointing fingers, but Tabby, that was a long day, and I'm sorry about that day. So as that situation was happening, I was still fighting both hands, and then Deby joined back in and started to try and grab the bag. And I was 1v2ing the sisters that annoyed me that whole party. Well, I think only Emmy annoyed me, but that was it. I mean, Deby. Sorry, Emmy, about this. So I finally got my bag back, and then Tabby got rope burn, and then she just sat out from the party for the rest of the time. She was just grouching along the tree. And so after the party, I just left with my bag because I was done with these bee crap. And then I just went back to White House, give you a tour of it one time. And I was talking there with my friends, and then a posse of the brigade of army peoples from Gavin's party just show up at the stop sign and say, "You hurt Tabby." I'm like, oh God, you need to know what happened in the situation. So basically, most of the people from the party that were at the stop sign left, and then it was only the two friends from Gavin that I don't even know. And then there was also Deby, who was just talking about me, how Tabby was hurt. So then me and Chase decided, like, WTF, let's go in the backyard. And then we just ran and we cut through someone's house. There was an abandoned house, so don't worry, don't sue us, please. We cut through this abandoned house and into Gavin's backyard, and then we just saw Abby behind a tree, and I just watched my friend just repeatedly whip Nay Dab, and he did that in the repeat of cycles. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it with him. Then I ran down there and I did the whip Nay Dab, whip Nay Dab, and then Gavin, Connor also lives there, and Deby all ran over to me and said, "You hurt my sister bad." I'm like, oh God. I told her, just give me my bag back and no one has to get hurt. And then, you know what happened. So then Dennis, basically the stepdad of Gavin, so right now Gavin's dad, basically came outside and talked to me. "You hurt this girl. I'm going to have to excuse you to leave. I always hate you, and I will always hold this grudge against you." That's how I always felt. Whenever a situation went wrong, even if I did nothing, he would yell at me. So I just felt that he always hated me. So, yeah. Except one time he saved me from the cops, but that's a different story. And so, goodbye now. You know what happened at the party a while back. And sorry, Deby. Sorry, Tabby. But you got me in trouble, and you got Dennis to hold more of a grudge against me. So I'm kind of sad and depression stuff. So bye.